It's a long way from Idaho to South Africa. Not just in miles, but also in economic and social conditions. For more than 15 years, the Small Village Foundation has been working with partners in country to improve the lives of rural South Africans in many different ways. This includes taking Treasure Valley students to South Africa to participate in service learning adventures. Since 2002, nearly 60 students have made the trek. We're excited to share some of the highlights of our most recent trip with you. We started with a visit to the Apartheid Museum and the Soweto Township to learn about important events in South Africa's history.
I think the Apartheid Museum was a super nice way to start off the trip because I'd learned quite a bit about the apartheid events, and I think the museum was a good expansion upon that, and it gave me a perspective about the background and the suppression that had gone on there for so long.
We headed to Durban next. We visited the Bobby Bear organization and learned about the problem of child sexual abuse in South Africa, which is compounded by the country's HIV/AIDS crisis. We had the opportunity to help in a small way with some of the victims' healing by making lunch for them and observing the tree ceremony. We also played games, sang songs, and made crafts with children that came to the tree. In Durban, we got a taste of South African culture by visiting the African Traditional Healers Market.
I thought that was really interesting because there was a lot of skinned animals, things that you would need to eat, things that you would need to apply to a wound, or for mental illness, they would have you eat certain things, drink certain things. They had all kinds of mixtures and glass bottles that we were seeing.
We also got to swim in the Indian Ocean and experience South African cuisine. After that, it was time to head to the rural area of Crichton, where projects that the Small Village Foundation supports are located. On the way, we stopped for a couple of days of safari. When we got to the rural area, we visited several schools, including this one. Over the years, Small Village Foundation funding and volunteers have turned this into a place where dozens of children each year can learn in a safe environment. At Vilanquando and other schools in the area, we held clinics for teachers to enhance their skills.
We got to teach the teachers how to do stations and different counting games and draw letters, and we also got to work with the kids in those stations. And a couple of my favorite stations were the musical instrument station because we had beans and we put them in little paper plates and then stapled it together and so they could shake them around.
When we visited the Kumkani Primary School, we provided about 100 pairs of shoes purchased with funds from generous donors.
Many of the kids didn't have shoes. Some of them were broken down in the back because they didn't fit and just torn up. It was a really eye-opening experience watching all these kids' bright faces light up because they never really had new shoes. They had their uniforms and stuff like that. And it was just really fun watching all the kids for the first time getting new shoes.
Really, I'm short of words. I don't know how can I thank you for my poor souls, for my poor kids. I love them so much. They are suffering, they are struggling. Parents are not working. So I'm trying my level best.
In the rural area, we also spent time at HNO. The Small Village Foundation provides funding to HNO to help deliver services to disabled children in their residential and daycare facility.
We have a very, very large incidence of disabled people, of children that have born with disabilities. Or just brain damage from poor health, from a poor birth experience. And they're marginalized, they don't get a lot of help. So we do our best to provide them with the exercises and the therapy that they need.
While we were there, we were working with kids with severe disabilities, and we did activities like making bracelets with them or feeding the ones who were unable to feed themselves. And the boys played soccer with some of the more able kids. And I really liked that day because it was really eye-opening to work with kids with such severe disabilities, because I don't really see that in my day-to-day life. And so I thought it was really cool.
The Small Village Foundation also provides financial support to another residential facility for disabled children in the same area. The children who live here go to HNO daily for therapy. On this trip, we gave the facility a much-needed paint job inside and out. We also got a chance to help HNO staff deliver food to vulnerable families, another project the Small Village Foundation helps fund.
We have a feeding scheme where we take food parcels to very destitute families, very poor families. We feed about 36 families at the moment. We wouldn't be able to do half of that without the Small Village Foundation helping us with that. So that's a very big help.
We got there and we were able to go into their houses and see how they lived, and it was shocking to me how like a small box of food that was just like beans and just things I would think would be enough to survive on, it would help them for a month until we brought more food, and that would be how they would live.
The Small Village Foundation also impacts the lives of rural South Africans by providing them with everyday items. Thanks to generous donors, we were able to provide things like soccer balls, dolls, and reading glasses to dozens of people.
It's very difficult because I said that this is a deep rural area. The most people who are living here, they are living on grant funds, social grants only. They have got no money to buy glasses.
Over the years, the Small Village Foundation has made a positive impact on the lives of countless South Africans by providing funding and volunteers in support of large projects and through small gestures.
If I was speaking to the Small Village Foundation, I would say really you are heroes, and we so appreciate your love, not just your money, but your love. And a really big thank you to Small Village Foundation.
The Treasure Valley students that participate in the Small Village Foundation's service learning adventures say they change them for the better too.
And I think that's why going to South Africa was such a special experience, because we got to see how other people lived their lives and we could bring experiences to them that they've never had before.
I think it's important for people to see the world in different ways and just to have the experience to help people and maybe see what you want to do with the rest of your life. So like when I went there, I know it influenced me to be a better person when I'm back here and just to like help as many people as I can.
Thank you for helping us ensure that the Small Village Foundation can continue to make a difference, both in South Africa and in Idaho.